You abuse a boy today, 15 years after, he abuses 10, 100, 50, thousands of girls. There are a lot of men now in prison because of rape cases. Boys who have not spoken up. And if we come out to talk, you see that girls no near. Their case is no near when boys have been molested. Every time rape is man. But nobody talks about the boy.
Every man you see today, most of them, the very first time they had that sexual experience was with an elderly woman.
Every time political rallies, you see females, keep doing it. The rape cases will increase because you are not fighting a good fight and you are not doing the right thing. You teach a girl morals, but you don't teach a boy morals. You allow the boy to drink, he's free, he's a man. He molests girls, he's free. You forget that you are building a beast that will now affect millions of women in future.
If you need to be so real to our parents today about this issue of sexual abuse, what is one thing you have to tell them?
Listen.
I didn't know a 16-year-old boy is this good. I can't feel my legs. So if a 30-year-old man sleeps with a 16-year-old girl, we will all protest. We will demand for justice. But if a 30-year-old woman sleeps with a 16-year-old boy, we will laugh.
He enjoyed it.
After all, he enjoyed it. How did we get here? How did we get here, Nigerians? If they don't start with one person, others will not learn. Hello, fantastic viewers. I am the voice of essence, relevance, and purpose. Friends love calling me the most consistent on bringing and shaking tables in this Akwa Ibom state. I am the ever-greening podcast host, Ekemini Ekwere, the face of Uproot the Issue podcast. Here we are again to talk about one thing. We deal with issues, but this time around, I believe there are issues everyone should give collective voice, but we shy away. We avoid giving our voices to demand for justice. We avoid talking about things that are even important. We avoid talking about things that matter so well to the society, something that would affect you, something that will affect your own child. If it's not your business today, it may become your own damage tomorrow. So join us, let's start the conversation on Uproot the Issue podcast. We survive for you. We bring in interesting conversations about issues in the society. Most of the times, we're even picking trends because itself, the society deserves a better place. So if this is meeting you for the first time, please try as much as possible. Why not jump on that subscription icon, subscribe so that we bring in a lot of insightful conversations your way. I am Ekemini Ekwere, and in the talk show room today, I have one. In fact, I call him, when God actually created everything in life, he decided to make man on the sixth day. But then, was so particular about gifting man, blessing him with hands to preach the culture of Africa, to exemplify Africa, and to pitch the heritage over the world that we are the best and everything talent resides here. I'm talking about a man that is culture himself. When you talk about someone that will shake his waist and you'll be like, oh, God been create this one. Okay. Angel in human form. I'm talking about Mr. Jackie Africana. It's good to have you, sir.
Thank you so much.
You're looking good. So take away.
Thank you, bro. And they say looking good is good business. Okay, yeah. And when you look good, people will pay you good. Yeah.
That means looking good is your own. Yeah. Is your daily.
You have to look good so that when someone calls you for a job, by the time they see you, this one no be 2 naira, this one like 50
It's good to have you here. So
thank you, bro.
Okay, so let's get to start the conversation. Today we'll be discussing on the topic, the dark truth about sexual abuse. Nobody wants to talk about that dark truth about sexual abuse that nobody wants to talk about. Okay. So we shy away from talking about things that are even important. We are silent over things that really matters. So now, what are you actually a victim? Or would I call you a survivor? Of course, you are not weak. Remember, you are courageous. And so that person did not maim you. It's just a phase of life. So we are here for you. Someone has been there. You are not the first person. Many persons have been there. There are so many boys that have been molested and abused. So let's get to know which and how did that boy pass through that aisle in life to the man he is today. So starting on the conversation, Mr. Jackie, I was thinking maybe this topic is not even important until I stumbled on a fact. A stats given by UNICEF, and UNICEF is United Nations Children's Fund. So UNICEF says that about 90 million children that are living or alive today have experienced sexual violence. And I was thinking 90 million. That is a very
could
huge
be verbally,
number,
could be physically.
Sexual was Jesus Christ. Like this is really happening in the world. So now I'm asking you, because sexual abuse may, violence may mean several things to several persons. So for you, how do you see sexual abuse?
Okay, so sexual abuse, like you said, comes in different forms. Could be verbally, could be physically, or otherwise. Okay, so when you are putting a child in a situation that he or she hears everything sex, it becomes an abuse to him or her, because at the end of the day, the child grows up to practice what he or she hears. And then it could be physically. The man could be making, when we talk about rape, so let's just go there, is man, okay? So the man could be physically abusive to the child. A lady too can also be physically abusive. And it could also be about what you see. Because most times we see matured people undress before children who are not able to handle what they see. So they grow up with that picture in their minds, and then they practice when they become of age, because that thing has been registered in the subconscious. So at times I used to say the subconscious is stronger than the physical. Because it is what you cannot control. A good example, like when you move, you are just on your own, and then something pops to your eye and you blink. It's a reflect action you didn't plan. So we have this reflect action somewhere, it's stored somewhere, and when the situation comes up, you react. So it could just be what the boy sees, it could be what the girl sees when he or she was younger, and then when they grow up, they manifest. So abuse comes in different forms.
Okay, so abuse actually comes in different forms. It could be verbally, it could be maybe physical. Anyhow, abuse. So if you actually show someone, a child, what that child cannot handle, I think that it's a very difficult thing, because the child grows up into somebody he really can't even, somebody is even confused.
And you see the environment shapes the child so much. So what you grow up seeing is what you definitely will become in future if you don't work on yourself.
Okay, so talking about oneself, because this particular issue is something many persons have actually faced, be it the girl, be it the boy. But in this case, you see, I would really love to ask you, have you been a victim of this conversation?
Okay, so let me start like this and be free. When I talked about this case some 3 years back, and we've been discussing with people, and I decided to shut down. Okay, the thing is, we have a lot of foundation for the girl child. When you hear anything rape, either on TV, newspaper, on radio, when we hear the word rape, it's as if rape has been labeled and channeled towards a man raping a lady. Every time rape is man. But nobody talks about the boy. Okay, and then we have a lot of foundation for the girl child, but how many do we have for the boy child? Even here in Akwa Ibom, every time political rallies, you see females.
As but the International Day of the Girl Child, they go school.
Yeah, the truth is, keep doing it. The fact is,
we are clapping for them.
The rape cases will increase because you are not fighting a good fight and you are not doing the right thing. Okay, so I'm trying to project the fact that the girl child is important.
Very well.
The boy child is also important.
Yes.
But we have placed more value on the girl child, and I feel it's because of this. Through civilization, okay, and African trying to grow. In the ancient days, even from the western part, ladies were not really given a voice. So feminism came up with the aim of fighting for
equality,
woman freedom. Freedom to vote, freedom to walk, freedom to be free, and also partake in social gatherings. So that is more of feminism. But today it has really changed. People don't even know what feminism is.
The Nigerian version of it don't change.
And so they've been fighting for the girl to be educated, which is a good cause.
Yes, definitely.
I used to say that if most of these women will focus on that and fight against traditional practices that are limiting them, they will grow to be equal in the society and have equal rights. Equal rights is different from being equal to a man. That's what they do not know. Okay, and then since they've been protecting the girl child, trying to, fight for her to be in school, to be educated, now we have women who are doing well. It is a very good thing.
Excellent.
So they've done that, and then they sideline the boys. You tell a girl, close your legs when you sit. You teach a girl morals, but you don't teach a boy morals. You allow the boy to drink, he's free, he's a man. He molests girls, he's free. He smokes, he's free. He womanizes, he's free. You forget that you are building a beast that will now affect millions of women in future. So that's what we are facing today. Rape cases here and there. But we don't look at the real thing. That these men or these boys, guys who are raping girls were one day molested sexually, but nobody talked about it. The funny thing about the boy is that the boy does not feel physical pains. The boy enjoys it. Okay, and so the thing is there, he grows up and he feels it is his right to always do it. So we men react differently. There are some of us who are good and can, take care of us. There are some that are not. So when you don't give it, take it by force. This thing is coming from somewhere. So if you don't pay more attention to the boy child, because one, the boy is physically stronger than the lady.
Yes.
So you keep focusing on a weaker vessel, right? I'm not saying it's bad.
Yeah.
But you don't train this boy who will be the one to be the head of the family. They will keep rubbishing these ladies. So I feel that the society is fighting the wrong way instead of going the right way.
But so, it's a good battle anyway.
Yeah, it's a good battle.
The path,
they are doing the good battle, but you see that what they are fighting against is increasing by the day.
Yes.
Check the rape cases we see on a daily. It's increasing. But if these guys were really brought up in a good way, it will, go down.
Yes.
So personally, I've been there somehow.
At what age were you abused?
I feel I can't really place, but between 4, 5. Now, this is my story. 3 years back when I had this idea, I spoke with a lot of people because I wanted to be sure. Is this thing really true?
Is it normal?
Because I shouldn't come out to say what is not normal.
Yes,
the thing is that we don't talk about it. So I'm going to share some ideas, and experiences. One was, as a child, I know mom, I know dad, but I see mommy. I've never seen my mom's breasts.
Aside from the one
my mom will even bath me in the bathroom, but she's done. She will now tie her wrapper and then bath me. I know daddy, I know mom. I didn't know that daddy has a different private part and mom has a different private part.
Absolutely.
Not until some years later, we had a house help. She was mature. Probably she was also innocent. I know for sure she was not up to 18.
Okay.
But she has grown 15, 16, breast is there.
Right.
Ass, she did all right, yeah. And then one day, she bathed me. And she was naked. I've never seen a naked lady. I've never seen a matured, let's use the word matured nakedness. Because you can see a child, you are normal, you say, what's this? It's nothing. Then while she was bathing, I turned and I saw her things like this. Why my own is like this?
God, I beg
so I was curious.
God,
I said, what is this? So, like we said earlier, it doesn't need to be physical abuse. What you see, what you hear, the way they treat you goes a long way, So I saw that and that changed. I can't remember what happened when I was 4, 5, 6. I can't remember a lot, but there are some rare cases that you will never forget. And I can't forget that day. That was the beginning of me wanting to see every lady's ass. You understand? So God has really helped us. So I saw that and I was wondering. I looked at myself, I looked at her, and she was even beating me. I said, turn. You are the one making me to behave like this, and you are telling me turn. Okay, so after then, anytime we play at home with my elder brothers, my own place just at her waist, I want to hold it. I want to see that thing every time.
That you should.
To the point that this thing I'm saying, my parents, they know nothing about it. Okay? Now, every time we have visitors come to the house, I'm playing. From that day, I know what is man, I knew what is woman. And I want to see. Going boarding house, we had a lot of cases. And then at some point, I was growing 6, 7. We had accommodation issues. So my parents, we were looking for a place. And since we could not see, one of our family friends gave us a place to stay. He was building, so he gave us 2 rooms. And while we were there, his last daughter, should I say, was in love with me. A small boy.
God, I beg. You
and
were
then,
not small, bro.
A small boy.
You were not small, but your status don't upgrade, bro.
As a child, children, they are very quick, smart. So I noticed this thing, and one day I sang a song for her. So it was comic, kind of. You know the song they used to sing those days? I would do anything for you. So while she was looking at me, I was thinking, I cannot do anything for you. So she told me, will you marry me? I said, no. You see this thing we play? Little as a man telling a small girl, my wife, just calling my wife. She has gotten it. She does not know the duties of a wife. I heard a story, some years back, of a guy. I'm coming back to that, my story. Of a guy who calls a small girl, my wife. So one day, the girl got angry because the girl wrote a list of things she need to go to the market and gave to him. He was always joking. He said, why? Who taught you this? He said, I am your wife now. I see daddy do this to mommy. You have to. It became a problem. So that day he knew that what he was always saying with a free mind, not knowing that this girl took it serious and wanted him to really be her husband.
Now you see that husband, you must be.
You understand?
You must be.
Okay, so she was always telling me, marry me, will you marry me, will you marry me? She was advanced and she wanted to use me as a sex toy, and I said no. So one day, my immediate elder brother came back home with her own immediate elder brother. They were friends. And so she reported me to them. That she's saying, I said, you want to marry me? And I'm saying no. So those people just took it as a joke, which in our experience we've learned, we will not take this thing lightly when we become parents. We will be better parents. Yes. So they said, she likes you and then you are behaving like this. Come on. I did not. Until one day at night, I was in the kitchen with her mom and my mom. They were discussing and she went to take her bath. So she was calling me. I'm hearing. She's calling me from back. I know what she wants and I don't want to answer. So her mom now said, So announced reluctantly, I went to the back. Oh God, the second time I saw.
What your eyes saw hit.
You know, this is how you see a lady
what
and
your
God.
Eyes saw hit.
Even
the body
spirit
will not
leave
it.
Oh, I melted. She said, Sangadi, come.
I
said, no, I am okay here. She said, come. And then when I looked, she now said, will you marry me? I said, yes. I said, yes, I will marry you.
Finish, boy.
Oh, anyway, she is now. She don't marry, get children. Me, I see the so you see now. So she said, hey, I want you to be my boyfriend. I'll be. I said, yes. So she took me out. She kissed me that day. Now, every time when mom and dad, especially during holiday, when they are no more at home, she comes to our room. She holds my joysticks. She plays with it, and I like it. Oh, that's the fun. That is the silly thing about it that the society does not understand. Okay, because most of us men, we understand this thing, but we're playing about it. We don't talk because there's no physical pain. We don't complain. Honestly, I grew up wanting that every time.
Jesus.
And then in my quest on this course, I spoke with a lot of people. That was when I discovered 3 years back that even my own brother, take this as an assignment. Ask boys, brothers, cousins.
Questions.
Ask them. Most of the guys, their first sex experience, physically or not, was with an elderly lady. When I started that, I knew that my brothers too went through the same thing. And we've grown for over 30 years without knowing. Nobody talks about it. And then one day I was in class with my student before I did that video. So I just brought up the issue. I said, when we talk about rape, do you know that even you ladies, you rape boys? All of them said, sir, for where? The thing is, they don't even know they do these things. Whether they know what they are trying to defend themselves. They say, for where? Sir, have you not seen it on TV, newspaper? That man that raped that. I said, okay. I said, how old are you? You have a younger brother. I said, yes. Do you walk naked before him? I started and they were shocked. I said, do you? Now, when you touch that boy and you play with him, what is that? Is that not sexual abuse? It is your own that the society will hear. But nobody will hear the boy's own.
A demand for
justice.
justice.
After then, I had lots of boys in the class coming to me to say, sir, I was a victim. So I said, so it means this thing is real. And then, incidentally, at that same time, I was still teaching dance at St. Peter's, those women. And so I also brought up the issue because I wanted to be sure. I did my research.
Yes.
It happened to me, but maybe this thing is not true.
Yeah,
so I want to be sure.
It may not be something that is
I shared it with the women. They concord. They said, yes, but the way this particular woman was even saying it, she was not even seeing the seriousness in the issue. She was like, yes, so even my husband said it happened to him when he was 8. But the stupid man says he enjoyed it. You are calling him stupid. See, we enjoy this thing. You are doing this thing and you think it's fun. You abuse a boy today. At 15 years after, he abuses 10, 100, 50, thousands of girls. That is what the society sees. There are a lot of men now in prison because of rape cases. See, if I have my way or if I have the powers, every rape case we will revisit them. Not just in court.
Yes.
Take these guys to therapy. Unwrap their past and see how it has affected the future.
The future, yes.
So at the end of the day, I say we should speak up. Let's just speak up. Let the society know that this thing happened. Top men, big men, it happened.
Okay, so talking about speaking up, I think nature may not even forgive me if I'm on this set and I don't get to learn my voice. So sometime when I was 6 years, can remember very well, we had this one, my step aunt, you know. So I think the first day I was dancing. My sister was frying gari.
You've told me this story, yeah.
My sister was frying gari.
Yeah.
And while she was frying gari, I was actually dancing. You know, this, by that time, I was a good dancer. Right? I danced so well.
Now your waist don't steal.
I swear. Now, don't. My mouth don't collect my talent, but you know, I was that good that time. So there's this particular dance, like 8 years that came out that time. So it was, vibing to it. And my sister was like, when now you're she loves dance a lot. So she was like, give me dance now. So she now, I noticed she actually, when a lady will just give you this corking kind of seductive look, But I didn't really know. I didn't really understand what she was doing.
You didn't give a damn.
Yeah, I didn't really understand what she was doing. So I was just like, okay, maybe it's just a normal thing. And then when my sister left to go out, I don't just know for some reason why my sister took some time when she went to drink water. And she took, I think maybe someone called her. You know all these calls now.
Yep.
So she was like, hey, come and dance that dance you dance to. I won't mention her name. Just come and dance. Come and dance. I was like, okay, no problem. I was, joyful. Maybe they want my destiny help. I don't see her. She wants to. I want to run my talent small. So she was like, okay, no, why not? Come close. I said, which one is come close? Okay, maybe it's still part of the dance process. Where I come showcase my talent. So I moved close to her. She was like, touch my waist very well. Hold it. Like, yeah. Which one gonna be touch my waist, bro? Almost as most times I don't actually know how God created them, but then they grew up to have these boards and they keep it is that big.
And when you see it,
and you were like, I was like, okay.
If a man could, how much more,
bro? How much more me? How much more me? So I was like, okay, make I enjoy small. So I as I was just wrapping around, I honestly, I discovered that innocence, in fact, confusion is the worst part of this experience.
Okay.
Like when you are confused, you don't even know what is going on. You don't even know
what's right, what's wrong.
So you are just your body is responding to what you are seeing.
Happening
but
at the
you
moment.
can't even figure out what is really going on with me. So the first day she did that thing, it wasn't really that intense. Till the second day, she took me to the bush. When we were going to farm, I just thought she's going to the farm to harvest cassava. The next thing so I was like. Enter. Okay, I think I saw her. She just entered inside because people home. When she entered inside that bush, she said, "Okay, come and climb my back." I said, "Hey, climb your back as in how, bro?" The last day was I can remember this when everyone left out. Everyone went out from the house, and we were just the only one home. She entered the room. The very first time. Saw a lady, I think she was somehow 26 or 24 that time.
Whoa, so you started with you are my senior.
So the very first, the truth is that we can't actually cry when talking about it because we've gone past that stage. So we just try to see how we can make this, in as much as a bit, something you can listen to, but at the same time, we don't make it so intense. Because, Uproot the Issue podcast, we just exist as a safe space, okay? So when she said, come on, the very first time I saw a lady's nakedness was that time. Like, and this time around, had it been my joystick was a bit progressive, small. if hope been there, for don't give belly. If hope been there small. So she tried everything humanly possible to see how it can even enter. But it did not enter. So she actually resorted into using my fingers,
Oh God.
To play, run everything possible, the whole breast, the nipples and everything. And what I'm saying is this. I talked about this the last time we had the Ochanya's case.
Okay.
And I had 2 ladies who attacked me. Where did you get your facts from? And I'm repeating it again.
That's
today.
the problem.
Now,
they don't even see their fault. It's right. They can do it. After all, you enjoyed it. They said that to me. After all, you enjoyed it. So you, the girl, because you have physical piercing, so we don't.
So I'm coming out to say today that 8%, it is possible that 8%, I'm putting myself face to the camera now so that you people will know how serious this is. 8% out of 10% of every man you see today, boy you see today, have been molested by a female adult.
Okay, I'm not trying to cut you there, but you see this thing? You continue. I just want to say this before I forget. When we had man up discussion, last year, International Boy Child, when I said this same thing, the psychologist there corrected me when he started talking. He said something, and I want to share this experience too. He said, what you are saying is true, but statistics has not shown that. So talking with facts is because boys we've not spoken up. So what they have recorded is girls. And then I now said we should start speaking up so that it will be recorded.
Yes.
Statistically, they will see that boys.
When I want research,
you
come to
understand?
this side, come start from
so we are starting here now.
Yes.
Because with time, most people will start coming up. Just like I started, and they started talking. Before you know, Yod will talk, Akwa Ibom will talk, Nigeria will talk, Africa will talk, the globe will talk. And if we come out to talk, you see that girls no near. Their case is no near when boys have been molested. The thing is, you molest us, we still move ahead. No, you understand? And so he said that, and I said, okay, I stand to be corrected, but let's start speaking up so that we will now have proof that over 80% of men pass through this same routine. Yep.
So, you see, if we should check the level of abuse that we have, you realize that boys have been more abused by women more than girls being abused by men. And I would tell you for free that check every man you see today. Check most of the men, let me use the word most of the men you see today. If they will be so honest to you, who is listening to this now, about their first sex experience. My God, if they should be so honest with you about it, if they will be honest enough to open up to you, you get to realize that most of them, the very first time they had that sexual experience was with an elderly lady, an elderly woman. And most time, I mean, the very first time most of them had the erection, it happened between the age of 6 and the age of 13, and that was done with the romance of a woman. So I don't know how most when we come out to talk about sexual, abuse and sexual molestation, they will be tagging it as a female or a girl thing. It would very soon now they will start up campaign for the girl child. Yes, now we are not actually against you talking about or protecting the girl child, but I'm saying, please, that we have given attention and protection to the girl child, forgetting that the same girl child you are protecting will, in one way or the other,
meet a boy, meet a man
with the boy. If not relating with that boy today, it will definitely fall into the hands of the boy child who will become a man and unfortunately a husband tomorrow. So now, when you neglect, see, the truth about a problem is when you leave the roots of that problem, it will definitely just warm up. So that once it bounces back, it will actually start.
Yeah, that's what I used to say, that people, we fight the problem. The problem is not what will solve the issue. Don't fight the problem. Fight the cause of the problem. This house collapses tomorrow. What happened? The foundation. So fight the problem. So why are people raped? Ask that question. When you have the answers, try to stop that instead of fighting rape cases. You understand? This is the problem. So also to share this story too, apart from when we spoke and then some other people, one of my guy too, I don't know if I should mention his name, we were classmates from secondary school. And in JS1, I see that this guy from JS1, before JS1, he was already a pro in sex. He sleeps with everything, school sister, including school moms. That is, he's in JS1. Like he will sleep, have sex with whoever is the school mom in SS2, SS3.
God, I beg.
Now, this guy was that rough. When we got to JS3, after JS3, he went to a different school. Now, 2-3 years after we were now in SS2, third term, SS3, we are now senior, we have post. He came from his own school to our school, and he's our classmate, so we give him room to stay. There's a girl he was dating when we were in JS3. Man, he comes to school, he sleeps with Eve. Oh God, allow me, fucks this girl everywhere. This guy is crazy. This guy, he sleeps with everything on that skin. That's the problem. Women will say, come on, look, men are scum. But when I started this, he saw it. He shared the story. He was 4 when coppers were always molesting him, buying him biscuits. His father was a landlord. Because when years after I'm in the university, I met another guy that we became friends. And then one day I went to their family house. We now become family. So I can go to the guys, I can sleep anytime. So one of those days I went there and I saw this my secondary school classmate. I said, guy, how you take know this guy now? He laughed and said, Jackie, now you be visitor for you. The guy now said, this is my cousin. I said, shit.
Jesus Christ, God.
So me, I'm even saying I know you too well. I don't even know this is your cousin. He sleeps with even married women. I saw nurses, pharmacists that he will control, take to this my guy's house, sleeps with them. I don't know how he does it. I don't know what. So when I now heard the story, he said he was 4 when he saw that my video. He said he was 4, and then his father was a landlord. Coppers came, they lodged in their apartment, and then they started playing with him, liking him. Oh, babe. He thought it was just normal. When daddy goes out, they buy him biscuit, takes him to their room, play with his penis, have sex with him. At some point, he had to run when he was 12. This thing happened and then he had an issue too with another girl he was going out with. And at some point, the girl invited him somewhere, and then he did not know that they had a plan. 2 of them ganged up to sleep with him. Because by this time, he has grown. They hate that he's good in bed. They hate. So they now ganged up.
Maybe we come experimental.
Now, the funny thing is, this guy will not talk about it. Because even when you come and nobody believes you. Imagine I'm coming out now. Or imagine I am a lady. We go out and you say that I raped you. They will laugh at you. What is this one talking? But let me say, they will not listen, they will arrest you, lock you up.
Immediately.
This is the problem with the society. It happened to my own brother said something about a lady they've been friends. She has been wanting him to come to the house, he refused. But one day it happened. He woke up the next day with serious headache. And he knew they had sex. The lady had to drug his drink, took him home, and they had sex. He woke up there the next day. Report to the police. Who you want to talk to? So this thing, we should take it serious. And when any case is heard, please, they should investigate. Just like this thing that is trending, this lady that woke up and said someone raped her, and then very dark man said, come over for test, and then it became a problem. So that means the lady can come out and say anything, any silly thing. And the society
and
believes.
just imagine if very dark man did not step into that case. That would
become
have
a problem.
been. That would have, and that
And
would be the reality to many Nigerian youths out there.
She would have easily labeled this on any guy, and they will pick him up.
And you see how smart that lady was. Like, she framed that in such a way that I even saw another chat that followed it. So just imagine if a name was mentioned to God who created heaven. There's nothing you will say that you escape the wrath of the law.
And then, apart from this too, when I was in diploma, my guy too told me, we were still secondary school friends, told me about this thing many years back. He said he was young, they had house help too, was over 20. One of those days, the first day it happened, they went to the farm. And so mom forget one machete and said, okay,
may I go?
She now said, ID, follow me now. Took ID to the house. And when they got there, they were alone. She started the business, opened up, and this guy said he saw everything and fell and started having sex with her. That's what they were doing.
And glory filled the soul.
And then another thing to show you how damaging this thing is. To some men, they are psychologically deranged, that growing up they've decided already that they are going to do this to ladies. When we had that man up issue, after the whole testimony, I spoke, other people spoke, the psychologists, and we now had interactive sessions. People asked questions. So a guy came out, picked the mic, and said something. He was furious. He said, please, I want to ask something. He shared a story. He said, I was young, and I didn't stay with my parents. I stayed with my aunts. And there was another lady in the compound. My aunt was busy because she goes for business and so on. So most times the neighbor comes to pick him from school, And every day, this lady will molest him sexually, will force him to have sex with her. At some point, he couldn't help himself. So one day, the aunt came back and was asking him, how was school today? Did anybody look for your trouble? And the lady from the other room heard. So she was now afraid that he was going to open up what she has been doing to him to the aunt. So she rushed and came and said, oh, fine boy, come. Hey, you forgot your note. And took him. Listen carefully to the trauma you are giving to this guy. So when you arrest him tomorrow for rape case, please ask question, what happened? He said, The lady took him to her room, removed a knife, injured herself, brought out blood and said, you see this blood, this is what I will do to you if you tell your auntie what I do to you. Said, get out from this place. The boy left. Now the boy said, he grew up. He said last year that he met that lady. She's now married with kids. He decided he's going to do it to her daughters. She has 2 daughters. They said they met at Oron Road. This story was last year, 2025. So the last year he referred to is 2024. That they met and the lady greeted him and they talked and he now said, you remember all those things you used to do to me? And then the lady said, come off it. That thing kills me. When a woman speaks this thing as if it is nothing, you do it to a boy.
You're a man now.
You do it to a boy.
Do away with that.
The boy is complaining. He said, didn't you enjoy this thing? It was just fun. Forget that thing now. You are now grown.
Yes, you are a grown-up man now.
But the whole world will take up a woman. See, like I said, it will never stop. Fight what you fight. Rape case, they go bang them. It has not started. Since the society has refused to visit the thing that is causing this, I'm not saying rape case will stop. But if we treat boys well, if we groom them well, and teach them morals, they will become decent. We are now decent because we've decided God has helped us. Let's use God first.
Let's use God first.
Yeah, and then we've decided to help ourselves and debunk those ideologies. Okay? If not, look at you can't compare us to tout on the street who will force women. So if boys are brought up in a good way, you understand, they will respect ladies. You are saying men, how did it start? A boy grows and sees the father beating definitely he will beat his own woman. Except he goes through therapy. Okay? So he now said, please, I'm asking this question because I've decided I'm going to fuck her daughter. God. The psychologist now said, okay, calm down. It was tense. He now said, you have not healed. He said, I can give you free sessions. I'm sorry, but you have to heal. Come, let's have sessions. When you heal, you will forgive. That guy has not forgiven. And if he does not do it to her daughters, he will do it to others.
That is the sad
now, God forbid, but let's assume it happens. He will be arrested. Most female lawyers will come up with laws. You man. Feminists will come from different points. We have not been fighting the problem. With due respect, we have not been fighting the problem. And so if we don't fight the problem, the wall we have with all the hundreds of foundation we have for widows, child. But this thing has not stopped. It has not even reduced. It will not stop. But if we do the right thing, it will reduce. If we are having 70% of rape cases, it could be 20 or 30, and that's a good number.
So let me, before I go to the next question, I will ask you. I want to quickly talk about something that the dark side that we shy away from, talking about. Now, abuse is not a gender war.
Yeah.
Now, when we talk about abuse, we are not coming out here to attack the females, or we are not coming out here to attack women. Yeah. Now, we are trying to say that this is a call for child protection for every child you get to see today. Because pain doesn't understand chromosomes. Sure. It goes straight to your bone marrow. So the fact that you as a lady abusing a man today, and I would lovely try to tell you that till tomorrow, it is likely that you have many men who are abusing women, either in relationship or in marriage. Why? Because the foundation and the early exposure which they actually saw while growing up as boys is still there in the subconscious. So most of them grow up to be monsters. Most of them grow up to be chronic abusers. Most of them grow up not because they want to defend, but they want to revenge. So I'm telling you,
some revenge unknowingly.
Some revenge unknowingly. So that actually, I'm actually sharing the dark, because we are not here to actually sugarcoat anything. We are here to tell you the way it is. That the reason why you have most cases of toxic relationship today, where men will, at every slightest provocation, we will be slapping women, we will be wounding them, we will be abusing them in marriage. I'm telling you for free that we have a lot of men today who are actually doing that. They have grown up with the threats.
Pain.
The threats. Imagine someone, you as a lady, threatening the other boy that if you get to say this thing, you see what. So that boy now grows. Let me even shock you. The one that did that to me actually I had to run. It was one of the reasons why I left to boarding school. I didn't school in the village. Because I knew that eventually there's no way I will stay in the village. This will continue even till my SS3. So I had to leave straight. I was when my father sent me to boarding school. Nobody really knew why I was sent to the boarding school. And this is something that eventually my sister may even get to watch this podcast, and she'll be shocked that in my entire life, this is the first time I've never said it to anybody. So imagine if I grew up
because you did not have any physical pains, you did not come out like this with blood. Blood. Oh, that guy is wicked.
So most of us now grow with that wound, with that scar, and we grow up to accumulate this kind of feeling different for ladies, such that when we get to see ladies now, we are not acting because we want to defend ourselves. It is a revenge. And I'm telling you, if attention is not paid to the boys, the same way you people channel this energy to the ladies, there will always be a default. There will always be cases. In fact, it will eventually rise, and it will keep on rising. Not because we have, thank God for the generation we have now. That's why we are bringing this out there. That please, the same way you channel that energy to the girl child, also channel this energy to the boy child. And now I'll move straight.
Let me just say something. That last year, the psychologist said something. He said that most of this abuse, boys grow up to react in different forms, just like the sexual abuse. He may not be able to molest another girl.
Yes.
He could now be violent.
Physically.
It can reflect in different forms.
ways. Yes.
Honestly, this thing is.
So now I would love to ask you, because someone is saying, why didn't you speak up? Yes, we have actually highlighted the fact that this is silent. So if you were, because we have grown up, one of the things when I was called sometime 2023. A friend of mine called me to talk about sexual abuse. I think she was for a nurse friend of mine for our community. So I spoke with I was the only guy there that was a speaker. So I spoke with ladies, and I had a girl that came up. People really relate to your story. So because they feel safety, some sort of safety in what you say. So when she reached out to me, she told me, I'm damaged. They said, Jesus Christ. But that day I wasn't even, I didn't even have any counseling skills. They were like, I'm damaged. I said, okay, why are you that? Okay, can you open up to me? She narrated everything that happened. And how could you imagine that the mom not even hear everything. Now she just said the first part. She don't even enter the second part. The mom don't land this girl slap instantly. And this particular experience,
the child.
You know that this particular experience landed that girl in very serious reproductive damage. That even till today, I've looked for this girl. I've looked for this girl everywhere in that group, but I can't find this girl. I mean, this was the first time she opened up. She said that she as we speak, she developed some sort of sexual, some damages in her reproductive organ, and she feels that there is something wrong. I was like, okay, is it possible for you to run a test in the hospital or something so that you get to help yourself? So I tried to see a doctor, because one thing you people don't understand is that our parents, and this is why the reason why I had to recall that girl was because of the action of our parents. You see, we are more Africans than, African parents, we are more Africans than how we should pay attention to the children. So there is no cordial relationship. Most times, I believe that if the pattern of parenting was flexible enough such that your child cannot, just like, can you go walk up, as at that time, can you walk up to your father and tell your father, I have a girlfriend, are you mad? Are you okay? Are you with me? So if we have, I'm not saying that you don't have to, try to discipline a child, but then when that relationship between the father and the mom, or the mom and the child, is strict enough, there is no way this child will open up to you. So now I'm asking you, if you were to be so real to our parents today, the one that we label ourselves African parents, the parenting, I parenting to me, I parenting to be pele. So if we were so real to African parents out there about this issue of sexual abuse, what is one thing you have to tell them?
Man, if I'm to be real, I'll tell them that they messed up. Listen, the way our parents beat us those days is very different from these days. The way they knock you. So already, they have injected fear in you. The friendship is not there. The connection is not there.
No way.
So you can't, okay, let me tell you my experience. I'm grateful to the way our parents brought us up.
Yes. That is very important, because that actually helped us.
Because some of those discipline, I will imbibe them.
Definitely.
And I'll also use them on my kids.
Children.
But growing up at some point, me and my elder brother, we've told mom that some of the things you did were not discipline. They were punishments. So we need to know the difference between discipline and punishment. But we are grateful to those disciplines because personally it has helped me. If I am not home, just like anytime you call me, if I'm not home, I'm either at work or rehearsing.
Yes.
Church or rehearsing.
You get as
I don't know
one place you even like this. You want
sometimes you come. My elder brother is the social one. Maybe at some point he's outside. I'm home.
Yeah, even though I noticed that your brother.
I'm home. It's always I'm there. That thing has affected me. That I no put eye for waiting no concern me, and I love that upbringing.
Yes.
But what I will tell them is they were not our friends.
Yes.
The way they ought to be, because we were not free to open up. Now I see the elders in the family. My elder brother, the way he's free with the son. Some years back, we went back home, it was a holiday, and then the boy was preparing for school. We were at the family house, and my elder brother was playing with him. They were talking almost like to kiss, like play, and say, what do you want for birthday? I want bicycle, daddy. And my immediate elder now told daddy, said, daddy, I'm sorry. Daddy, I'm sorry. If you have to watch these videos, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but okay. Now said, daddy, were you like this with us? My father said, swag. Okay, we did not have that opportunity, but times have changed.
Yes.
Okay, what I'm trying, even though time has changed, we should look for those good things we can do, those disciplinary acts that we can bring up to help the child grow.
Yes.
Instead of over pampering the child, because we've seen this is silly right now. Oh God. Well, so we'll look at that, the fact that they were not really our friends, so we could not really open up. Because if they were, these things that happened to us, we would have opened up and probably we would have been helped. And most of us that have gone haywire wouldn't have been that way if they could have opened up in those days. And also if the society was fair enough to always hear the boy out or hear the man out. Okay. We would have spoken up. But now, we want to talk, man.
So now, I think I will also add this to parents. And please, parents, I think you people really need to listen to this. You see, one thing that is very, very funny, is one thing to provide for a child, and it's another thing to be present in the life of a child.
Yep.
And I'm being very, very honest with this. Now, you need to pay attention to every moves. You need to pay attention to everybody. You need to pay attention to every smile. You need to pay attention to every chronicle around the life of your child. And I'm very serious about this. Anyone that comes close to your child, you need to pay attention. But the truth is, one thing people don't understand is that it is not every smile. It is not everyone tagging that favorite treatment, giving that lovely treatment to a child. It is not every smile like that. It is not every favorite treatment like that that is innocent.
Yep. Definitely.
Because the truth about this is that we may have that camouflage of kindness, which definitely is a question mark. So it is not every ulterior motive. So not everyone that will be to come body with your child. Because you see, let me tell you something about predators and abusers. The easiest way to get into the life of a victim, the easiest way to abuse a child is when you create that safety in the mind of that child.
I'm telling you,
because the child, the first thing is that once you create that comfort, the child will definitely feel safe
and very free.
And so now that child will not know that this is something. It just feel that for him it's normal. It's just the way you're expressing how well you care about the child. So now I'm pleading with you. It is not every camouflage of kindness you get to see from everyone that you should accept. Pay attention to everyone that surrounds your child. Pay attention to every smile. Pay attention to my husband. my loving Kaja, my loving Kima, my baby. All those sweet names, it is not every sweet name you hear that is actually innocent. Some comes with an extra motive. So please, I'm begging you, the same way you pay attention to who should be with my child, I think you should also pay attention to how is that person handling your child as well.
You know something? To a greater extent, married women are also, now this time around, I'm not talking about the boy, because I've seen some damaging situations to the girls.
Yes.
And women, mothers who are supposed to protect them, just like you said, slap the daughter. See, listen, I'm going to share two stories. During lockdown, I heard a story my friend told me that happened here in Uyo at Wangeba. The daughter got pregnant for the father. Now, this molestation is happening. The mom is there.
The mom covered up.
She told the mom, Mommy, Dad is doing this to me. She beat up, stop lying against your father. At times, they want to protect their marriage instead of protecting that child. They don't think about the damage. Now, the girl turned 16, got pregnant, and the girl said she's not going to remove out the pregnancy.
Maybe so in this house, she not a man.
Now, there's another case. There's something I noticed recently. And with my friend, we've been, I don't want to mention the name of the school.
No, definitely.
So one of the schools that I'm handling currently for Cultural Day, each time we rehearse, this girl is in Hausa tribe. She's like the best dancer amongst all of them, but she makes mistakes the most. Now, I now realize that this mistake she's making is not due to forgetfulness, but due to fear psychologically. Because at sometimes you just start to, you know. Now, I get close to her and I want to talk. First, we notice marks on her body. This cannot be just normal
on top with which kind.
So I've been wanting to talk to her since last week. So today, after rehearsals, I told her, I flogged them at some point because they made mistake. I got angry and I flogged all of them. And so she others were not crying, but she was crying. You could see that this thing is coming. She's from somewhere. She was crying, but she was doing the dance properly, but she was crying. So after, I now told her, I want to see you. I want us to talk. What's your name? She told me her name. And then I said, okay, she's an Igbo girl. Then I said, okay, no problem. Then after rehearsals, I left. I forgot. Then I remembered. I went back. I said, I'm looking for this girl in house. They now told me she's in, the class. And I went there. I saw the teacher. So I said, please, I want to see this girl. And then I took her out. And then I asked her, how are you? Are you good? She said, yeah. I said, but she's still like this.
Yes,
And I said, this marks on your body, what happened? Said the father flogged her. Now I'm wondering, to what extent would you flog a child like that? And I said, what did you do? She said, it's like she forgot something, like her bag, forgot to take something to school, something like that. And then I now ask her, is he going to come for the call? Because I'm willing to talk to that man. She said, no. Is your mom coming? She said, yes. Honestly, I told her, I want to see your mom. Because this thing you are seeing, I don't know if she's also molested sexually. And I'm praying, God, let this woman be a sensible woman when I'm going to talk to her. Because some mothers, they will now even defend the husband. Say, leave my... Right. And then you've allowed this girl to be this, oh God, this molested in a way that she'll grow up.
Let me shock you. The last time I remember recording something like this during Ochanya's case.
Okay.
Do you know when that video was out? Before a video comes out, I do some pre-posts and write up like that. So a friend of mine reached out to me, Kemi, you need to save a child. Say, which child? Say, she's a 12-year-old child. Say, waiting this up.
Girl,
waiting this up. Now, like, my bosom friend, slid it to the DM. So that, Alpha, Baba, you guys, I don't know but I just know you in one way or the other, with your influence, you can just do something, please. Say, okay, you open up. She said that the father has been molesting this girl sexually. And I said, okay, so what's up? Is the mom? I said, yes. That the mom is away. And the mom has refused.
They want
to do anything.
Protect the marriage instead of the child.
Let me tell you. The same marriage that you are protecting and your own child is under the influence, constant molestation of a pedophile. I pray before God and on this podcast that may that marriage not last. Because I can't see why you will choose marriage. You will choose an irresponsible, you will choose an idiot in the name of husband rather than saving the life of someone you just brought on it. I don't think you understand.
Be it a boy or a girl.
I don't think you understand the weight of responsibility that God has bestowed in you when He actually blessed you with the fruit of the womb. Do you know how many people that have stayed for an entire life without anything? A baby,
and they can
God
pay
bless you with one,
an
innocent child. Let it even be that somehow, bad as he bad, that girl even if this girl was experiencing this maybe in the course of staying in the streets, maybe a street, you say okay, maybe in a street, but this one, someone that is living under your roof, and this is this current reality with many homes in Nigeria. like a mom, this is not even the first time I'm hearing this. You will, like, I don't understand. How do you even feel comfortable in such marriage? And what would you say? What would people say? See, the same marriage or the same stigma that you're running away from, you'll definitely. And I pray that if anything happens to that child under your watch, may the government, may the law, or may the politicians
find you.
Because for me, I wouldn't even prefer we should deal with the man first. Let's deal with you.
Yeah,
because I think
honestly,
being you helped that girl. Do you know that I watched an American yesterday on YouTube? How she explained, she was expressing how, narrating her story. It is very beautiful. See, sometimes people that are courageous don't feel ashamed with sharing things like this. Yep. Because it is people like us that those that are passing through this will find an inspiration to know that, if someone like this could get out of this particular pain, then it is not a life sentence for me. Because I saw her, a very mature lady, narrating how. Now, do you even ask yourself a question? Why is it that when most of the guys grow up into becoming man like us, they tend to shun the parents? Like that relationship, that care, that aspect of trying to see, there is a lot to this of which you people don't know. Like that connection, that bond is not.
One of our guys talked about that.
It is not there. Not because there's a day I brought you to the world. Oga, you brought me to the world, but what did you do in the process of trying to train me into the world? Have you thought about something? So most of the things you get to see as attitude when men will grow up, and at some point they try to neglect the family. It's like they are not just moved. In fact, you know that there's someone who say now, bro, and his presence alone irritates you.
Yeah, sure.
So when you people are gradually see, it will get to a time, mark my words now, it will get to a point where you may not even know where your child is. Do you know this lady actually narrated a story of how she was molested by the dad at the age of 7, and the mom was fully aware. And the mom could not say anything, all in the name of what? Marriage.
What would
I don't even know why. Maybe some of you guys we are single to stupor in the last life, because I don't understand what marriage means. I don't understand. I don't know how you see marriage. Like, it's for you, marriage is somewhat like an achieve. I don't know. I really want to understand, because if marriage could put this kind of shame and let it even
put a child in danger.
Let it even be like you don't know. It even makes sense. They say you are not aware, and this one you are aware that this is what your own child is going through, and you decide that by the name of what so useless thing you protect in the name of marriage, this child will not have. Even if you don't even want to do it for anything, do it for the sake of this is a child that doesn't deserve this kind of exposure, that doesn't deserve this kind of damage, because it's a lifetime damage. How will you explain to someone that your own father impregnated you, bro? I want make sense.
You see this thing about some of these women, because I know it's some of them are good. Few of them that do this. I used to link this to this feminist fight about gender equality. I used to say that women should not fight for gender equality, and then quote me right and hear my point. I used to say women should not fight for gender equality because naturally gender can never be equal. There are responsibilities you have as a woman. There are strengths you have as a woman. Yes. There are strengths we have as men. Yes. Now, God that created both genders knows where he placed man and where he placed woman. Yes. So I used to say that women should fight against traditional practices that are limiting them from excelling. Now, take for example what you just said, and secondly, go to this Igbo land, some places, when a man dies, they blame the tradition, now blame the woman. It is still women that will carry the same woman to a particular shrine to fulfill some rites. And it is still women that will chase her out of the community and call her evil. Now, some years back, Professor Ekwere, my lecturer, did a production on female genital mutilation, circumcision. Men came up with this bad traditional practice just to limit women. Now, they cut off your clitoris, so you don't feel anything for sex. They keep you as wives. Have sex with you, go out and enjoy, have fun.
Enjoy,
but you can't.
The flex.
You understand?
Flexima.
Now, that thing is bad. Who does the cutting? Woman. A woman that knows the pain does this to a fellow woman. So they are not even supporting their gender.
Waiting women do women now.
Now, I saw that thing. I cried in that production. A foundation picked up that production and sponsored. It was going around at some point. But what shocked me, because at some point, I just said, okay, can this still be happening in this age? Do you know it is happening?
Brother,
last 2 years, Abi, 2 or 3 years back, it should be 2 years. There's one of my senior colleagues that always invites me to play for her foundation.
Yes.
Okay, I'm always the choreographer for the pageantry in Koro foundation. 2 years back, we had one of those episodes, and while I was rehearsing during the traditional outing, most of them came out as maiden or raw maiden. Then one of them was proud to talk about the fact that she went through this genital circumcision. She was proud. She said, I am a fool, call the local government's name, the community, because... and I said, wait. That production came back to my head. I said, wait. I saw the picture of a girl, this thing being cut off, and you feel no pleasure for sex. And I said, oh, you are proud that you will be faithful to your husband, but they've taken something away from you. And that day, I knew that even now, in Akwa Ibom, these things are still happening. The northern part, it is worse. And then you now abuse the girl and then label her a witch when she contacts urinary tract infection.
Yes, and all those
shits. How can you give her a 12-year-old, a 13-year-old girl for marriage? And it is women. Oh, you are a mother, and you have every right to fight this man.
No, it's marriage.
If women should fight, they will win.
It's marriage.
See, for example, if a woman if all women should vote for their fellow woman, a woman will take over, but they don't.
Bro,
they prefer to go for a man.
You see, women. This is March. This is the month of March. 8th of March is always World International Women Day. When they posted, someone posted about our Senator Natasha. They just, I don't know. So in one platform, I think I saw it on Twitter. I was like, our next, she may likely be the first president of the Federal Republic.
Yeah, I saw that thing.
I was the first one that go, I know that somehow, I don't know if most Nigerians will have the same mentality we have. I swear we would have gone far. I was just, oh God, if this is something that you are revealing, may it come to pass. I was just so happy that if we could have a woman like this, I may not really know Senator Natasha, but there is something about that woman that moves me so much, and that's responsibility.
Okay.
She know why she been go that place. You get. So now, do you know that in the comment section, people will, Jesus Christ. And I was like, in 2026, when we believe that we don't move past era, when
this is the era they are saying
women
are
under
the
subjugation of the man. Do you even know that men are still submerging women into objects of servitude? That a guy could have the man, they say, if instead of this one, if they
make Tinubu continue to rule us.
Bro, I was like, Jesus, is this like how are we going to go far? So please, I feel women, you should save the energy from always advocating for equality. Please save that, and the same energy you use in dragging men, in the same energy you use in tarnishing the image of men. This one, you using Nigerian feminism to be fighting men or even hating men. The same energy, please channel that energy in voicing for the privileges which women would also have access to, because it will not be bad.
So your fellow woman.
It will not be bad if we have, and it will never be bad if we have a woman as a president of this country, first time in history.
You remember that World Cup that year that the president of Croatia was a woman? She was trending.
Was that not
all of us loved her? Oh God.
Is that not a country? So we are not saying that it has never happened in the history of this particular country, and it will not be in a time that it will not happen. So the same energy people use in Danny puts that energy in ensuring that women get to have the same privileges. Something has been happening in the country, and I expect that all women should rise a voice, but instead it is men that will actually spearhead it. And when the men start like that, it's other women that we're hiding will hide in the corner. Why not put up all those energy you use in voicing out, speak up for your own women? Because at last, let me even shock you people. You realize that the same people trying to fight against feminism in Nigeria, they are the same people bringing down most of the women.
Sure.
So it is a humble plea. This International Day of the Women
Women's Day.
Try to speak about privileges that women should not be subjected to objects. They are actually able and they are capable. So, bro, before we just call it a wrap, what is one thing you are leaving for victims? Because I believe now we are survivors. We have don't survive.
Okay.
What are you leaving for the thing? Because the truth is, the trauma is. No, see, as we talk like this, we don't pass that level, sir.
God don't help us, so we can control ourselves even when this thing.
Definitely.
We have people come, advances, and we say, forget you are a minor. There are a lot of people that will hold you and fuck the hell out of you. You understand? Okay. So what I would say is this: they should speak up.
Yes.
They should look for the closest, the person, the most comfortable person they have, and try to speak up. Just like I saw this girl, and see, in as much as I am projecting the boy child and trying to, run the quest and the race for boys to speak up, I would not stand and look at a girl child being molested and then I just walk. No, I'm not biased. I wouldn't do that. Because every time I see fear in these girls, oh God, if you see this girl, anytime she's dancing, I see fear. This fear is from somewhere. Because after talking to her, I now went back to the teacher because I didn't want her to feel, this guy calling a small girl, waiting in one do with small girl, you understand? So I had to go to the teacher and then we spoke. I told her, I noticed this. She said, exactly. I said, she's the best in the, and the teacher said she's even good in class. So that means this thing I noticed is there. But if you don't give this girl wings to fly, she will be timid and her destiny, she will just bury every idea because she'll be shy, she'll be scared to speak up. So the number one thing I would say is this victim, they should speak up. Look for the closest person, the most comfortable person. Speak up. Tell them what you are going through. So they will look for ways. And I pray that the person you should speak to should be a sensible person.
That will not judge you.
Man that won't judge, and then will be able to pick up your case to the right places and look for the right source to help you become a better person. Okay, and to also conclude, I wrote this down that rape towards the female is increasing by the day.
Yes.
Okay, and it won't stop, but keep getting worse. Because the boy child is not properly taken care of,
yes.
Or brought up the right way. Pastor Jerry Eze last year, when towards International Day of the Boy Child, said something. He talked about church. He talked about parents always cautioning the girl, teaching the girl the right thing to do.
Even
don't go out at night. Don't do this. But you allow the boy to go out, come back anytime. Now the thing is, they tend not to pay attention to the boy. The girl is now good.
No, the girl.
Let's assume the girl, all girls, they are now good. Let's assume in a particular family, you brought up male, female, the females are so good, they are responsible, the males are tout. Now, at the end of the day, that same good female is going to marry a tout, and the tout will still suppress her. Now, take for example, feminine, masculine. Naturally, the man is stronger than the woman physically. So, what do you think that if you focus more energy on the girl
than the
to be good
boy,
what do you now think that this boy that is already spoiled, damaged, corrupt, what do you think would happen when this good girl marries? Do you think that the boy is going to spoil the beating, molestation, violence, everything join? So please, let's speak up, let's speak up, let's speak up. Thank you.
Okay, so abuse is not a gender war. When we talk about abuse, we should try to avoid this mistake of always labeling one gender as a permanent victim and always labeling the other gender as a permanent predator. Anyone can abuse a child, be it a man, be it a woman. And this is a clarion call to everybody. You should protect, in as much as you are paying attention, you are protecting the girl child, please also pay attention to the boy child. Because the boy child is not immune. The boy child is not actually covered from facing violation, from facing confusion, from facing molestation. And the worst part of it is that when the boy child gets to break in silence. So the same energy you channel in protecting the girl, always speaking for the girls, foundations, try as much as possible to focus on the boy child. Because if you want the society to be a better place, I feel that you should target the situation or the issue from its roots. And this is Uproot the Issue podcast telling you, please, if you are a victim, try as much as possible, a girl, a boy, wherever you are, if you have been molested sexually by anybody, first believe that or accept that you are not weak. You are actually courageous. But the truth is that it's a phase of life. And please, you need to heal. You need healing. But then you need to actually confide in someone. Speak to someone. If you're in a Kwabazibom state, fantastic job to the barrister. I won't forget this woman's name. What is her name? Barrister Ememete. Think so. Okay. This woman, she is actually in the Ministry of Justice. Walk up to room, I think block 8. Then get to report to her. Her wings is always open. She carry rape cases and sexual listing for head. So Federation of Female Lawyers
she do for boys too.
Yeah, yes, I think so. She has been. And now, see, the problem is that we don't actually speak up. And this is me saying, as a boy, please get to speak up. If you need any access, the woman is not, even if it means reaching out to me, I go carry your matter on the head and I will reach out to, I believe God has blessed me with lawyers. So I have female lawyers in my wing that are willing to take up the case. So female lawyers in Ekwere are doing fantastically well. Maybe there is a shout out to you. Keep on doing the good work. Keep on projecting and protecting our children. Even that woman has actually spearheaded many cases. I learned recently, I think last week, a man was sentenced to about 14 years in life in prison for raping. See, a lot of things are happening in this state. So I mean, it's a good part that lawyers are doing a lot of things here. So I don't know about your states, but I feel that you should actually speak to the right authorities, the right source. I even feel you should even contact a counselor and a lawyer first before you even proceed.
Because I'm not trying to cut you. That issue we had last year, the psychologist said, and one of the panelists was a pastor. He said he went through the same thing, and he's also suggesting that we should have counselors in church. Pastors cannot counsel everything. You are a pastor, Holy Spirit is there in place. Listen, they are trained professionals who can handle these cases. They should have counselors. Counseling units should have professional counselors who will talk to these people. And to add to this, we should try as parents, as grown-ups, to avoid psychological trauma. It is worse than emotional or physical trauma.
Yes.
Honestly, when a boy child goes through these stages, we just take it for a joke. It is there in the subconscious. It reflects in different ways. We should try to avoid it and also try to look at the right source and psychologists with counselors that can help.
I'm saying, that you need healing. You don't need spiritual kabash. Thank you very much. On next episode, and until we meet you the same time, please remain blessed, stay safe, pay attention to everyone that comes around your child. You are blessed and you deserve to be heard. You deserve to be protected. God bless you. Goodbye from South Nigeria.
Bye-bye.
I remain Ekemini Ekwere. Bye-bye.